Hi, I'm Karen Mitchell, Consumer Horticulture Extension Specialist in the Department of Horticulture and Landscape Architecture at Purdue University. When shopping for plants for your garden, you really want to look at the leaves, the roots, and just the overall health of the plant. So when you're looking at the leaves, you want something green, no spots, no holes, unless they're supposed to be there. Then when you're looking at the roots, if you can sneak a peek at those roots, you want to have some healthy, white-looking roots. A full pot of roots, but you don't want them circling the pot and being root bound by that pot. And then the overall shape, so you don't want anything tall and lanky, something that looks like it's stretching out for the sun. You want something kind of bushy and compact. And a lot of times people will look for flowers, right? So they want those flowers and they think that's a good sign. However, if it's already flowering when you purchase it, that might mean that the flowering is going to come to an end sooner than later. So looking for something that either has just started forming those buds or has a lot of buds but no open flowers quite yet. Another thing you should look for when you're looking at those leaves is actually look at the bottom side of the leaves, because that's where a lot of the insects will like to hide out. And so checking to see if there's any insects on the bottoms. So some common mistakes when gardening, when you're just starting out, is a lot of people like to go big, right? They want to just fill that garden with all kinds of fruits or vegetables or flowers. And so if you're just starting out as a gardener, I suggest starting small. Have small successes, take small steps to that larger garden. And another common mistake is not choosing the right plant for the right place. So once you've defined where your garden bed is, that small garden bed to start, figure out how much sunlight you have throughout the day. So a full sun plant is going to want more than 6 hours of sunlight. Anything between, let's say, 4 to 6 is more of a partial sun. The 3 to 4 is a partial shade, and then anything really less than 3 is full shade. So you want to make sure that you're picking that right plant for that right place if you want to have a nice, thriving, successful garden. Another common mistake for beginning gardeners is overwatering. So watering shouldn't be done on a schedule. You should be checking that soil, seeing that moisture, checking whether you actually need to irrigate those plants. So it's not just an every Sunday activity. Every Sunday or every couple days you should be sticking your finger in the soil and checking, and then make sure you water. And keep an eye on the rainfall. So if you've had a lot of rain in the last few days, you can skip that watering for it, but always check the soil. And then it's important not to skip soil preparation. So making sure that you're starting with a weed-free garden bed will make sure you have continued success. So pulling those weeds before you get the other plants established is going to help you throughout the season. And then making sure you have prepared the soil with some kind of amendment, whether that be compost or some other organic matter, mulching. All of these little steps can make sure that your garden is successful throughout the summer heat. As a beginning gardener, it's important to start small. Keep things simple and fun. You're not going to want to maintain that vegetable garden or the flower garden when it's 80 degrees out if you're not having fun and enjoying it. So making sure you start small will keep it easy throughout the summer heat. So when looking for those plants, you want to make sure they have nice green leaves. This one does have a bud on it, but it's not flowering. And then you can gently pull at the base of that stem, kind of wiggle it out. Be gentle though. You break it, you buy it, right? And you want those nice, healthy white roots that are filling up the pot, but not completely root bound. A lot of times people will think that white on the leaves is actually disease or a problem. It's completely natural for the zucchinis. And then this one, even though it's nice and short and stocky, it has those nice white, full roots on it. So those are the kind of things you'll be looking for.